propel his career. Frankie Edgar still going strong. He'll be 36 in October. Yair Rodriguez will be 25 in October as well. Yair Rodriguez 5 inches taller, and he will have a 3-inch advantage against the former UFC lightweight champion, Frankie Edgar. All right, now for the official introductions, back inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 11 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 146 pounds. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, by way of Parral, Chihuahua, Mexico, presenting the top Latham Season 1 winner and the number 7 ranked featherweight contender in the world, Yair El Pantera Rodriguez! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 20 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 145 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Toms River, New Jersey, presenting the former UFC lightweight champion and the number 2 ranked featherweight contender in the world, Frankie, the Edgar! Over the octagon, a referee in charge, Chris Reed.
Chris Reed draws the assignment. The beautiful Brittany Palmer is with us. Glad you are too on pay-per-view. UFC 211 continues now. Frankie Edgar and Yair Rodriguez. Injustice 2. Fight as your favorite DC heroes and villains in the ultimate super-powered showdown. Available Tuesday on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Rodriguez in green, Frankie Edgar's in black. Lands the right hand early.
This is the most experienced guy Yair Rodriguez has been in there with. Still at the top of his game. This will test him. But every prospect has the fight where he has to prove himself a real contender. This is it for Yair.
Unquestionably. And because of their styles, it's what makes it so interesting. Because he has such a kicking-based style and Frankie has such a wrestling-based style. But Yair is getting those kicks off, and as you said when you talked about him training with Cain Velasquez, he just throws them. He doesn't worry about whether or not he's going to get taken down.
You see Frankie instantly put him on his back foot, though. Yair landed an elbow right in that little exchange, a back elbow as Frankie was starting to clinch him.
And so far, he's stuffing the takedown of Frankie Edgar.
Now Frankie's about to lock his hands here, though.
Rodriguez's wrestling coach, Tony Martin. Big part of the game plan tonight defensively to stuff these shots from Frankie.
Gotta be careful of the guillotines. Gotta be careful of the guillotine.
On that high crotch. Long as he doesn't fall in his guard. Okay. Now you gotta be very careful here if you're under Frankie Edgar, because you can get wiped out, as we saw in the Cub Swanson fight, where he just wiped him out by just dominating him over an extended period of time and eventually getting finished.
Yeah, he just smothers you. He's relentless with his ground and pound. But Yair Rodriguez is a mad scrambler when he's on the bottom. And let's see if he can get off some of those scrambles here with a pressure fighter like Frankie Edgar on top of him. Frankie stepping over that left leg of Yair Rodriguez, trying to at least, and Yair moves it back to full guard. Hammer fist from the bottom.
You see Yair from the bottom doing a really good job of trying to control Frankie's posture. That's why he's reaching up and grabbing his head. Because every time Frank gets posture, he's landing good grounding pound. There you go.
Oh, solid shot by Frankie Edgar.
He has to control his posture on the bottom. This is not the level of guy where you're just randomly, throwing up submissions. You got to control posture and try to get back to your feet if you are Yair Rodriguez.
Well, Yair had to have known he could have been in this position, so I want to see what kind of offensive guard he possesses and what he's going to do to mitigate the onslaught that Frankie Edgar puts on you when he gets on top of you.
Right, fewer, busier in top position than Frankie Edgar.
You gotta be careful that right arm. Don't put that right arm down on the ground.
That is problem number one for most wrestlers. We place our hands on each side of our opponents, and sometimes that's how the guys throw up submission.
And like you saw in the Chad Skelly-Jason Knight fight, if the guy has a good guard, that can be a real big problem.
He is getting beat up right now by Frankie Edgar.
Frankie all over him here.
And Joe, this doesn't stop.
Nope.
If Frankie Edgar can continue to put you in this position, this onslaught does not stop, John.
Well, he could do it for a week.
Well, and for 15 minutes, right? He's so used to going 25. Forget about it.
He's covering his mouth now, too. Covering his mouth and punching him. And by disrupting his breathing and covering his mouth, he also makes him try to remove that hand off the mouth. So his movement is predictable in that sense. And it also, you know, it limits his defense.
And already in nearly 4 minutes, Yair Rodriguez experiencing more adversity in this fight than he has in his entire UFC career combined to this point.
And this is what we wanted to see. What we wanted to see is a real veteran, a super solid wrestler going after this young, wild kicker, and to see whether or not he could stop this and whether or not he could survive this. I mean, he's getting beat up here, but he's still in the game, and let's see whether or not he's able to recover, or whether Frankie's able to just keep putting it on him until he wilts.
And it changes everything, Joe, because now his offensive guard is not offensive anymore. It stopped getting beat up.
Yep.
It's no more, let me look for my offense. It's how do I stop him from beating me up?
Yeah, he's getting lit up here.
He is getting lit up. His face already has a big old cut on the side.
Yep. And he's getting trapped. He's got his head trapped up against the cage. And Frankie just has massive pressure on him. He's got him stacked up. And Yair has gone totally defensive now.
And there's a cut he's dealing with now.
Because he's getting beat up from the top.
Some swelling and a cut underneath that left eye. Frankie Edgar in his 22nd UFC fight at his relentless best, a dominant first round against Yair Rodriguez. Wow, look at that eye.
Wow.
You hardly recognize Yair Rodriguez.
Wow.
Gotta consider a 10-8 there potentially, DC.
There's the big takedown here, and this is where it all started. Frankie Edgar gets on top and stays on top and just beats down Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez's eye is almost completely shut.
¿Estás aquí? Vamos, cabrón. Hey.
Let's go, come on. Come on. 1, 2, 1, 2, and move. There's a war. You're in a war now. You got to go 1, 2. Create some space and stand up. Get the wizard and get up. Yeah, we know he's got pressure. We knew that was going to happen, so create some space and some angles.
Why didn't they put Enswell on that eye? That is crazy.
And
that eye is almost swollen shut, and they didn't touch it with the Enswell. It's crazy.
So the cut man choosing to spend the entire round dealing with a cut instead of working on that swelling.
Well, the cut's most certainly important. I mean, both things are important, but man, that left eye is almost gone. He's not going to be able to see right hands, right high kicks.
And this won't stop from Frankie Edgar. This pace and this pressure will continue. And as a smart man in Frankie Edgar, he will try to get another takedown early in this round.
Yeah, and Yair is poised to spin. You keep seeing twitching and loading his hips. I mean, he's going to try to look for a big shot. So there it is. And Frankie's got to look for that. He's got to look for that, and there's the big takedown attempt, and he's got him up. Oh, takedown defense by Yair.
Yeah, but
beautiful.
But look at Frankie Edgar.
Look out for his leg. Look out for his leg. He's in trouble. Frankie's in trouble.
Yair's attacking knee bar.
Frankie's got to make sure that that left leg stays laced over his right foot to defend that leg. If it doesn't, he's going to have to spin and scramble out of there. He's almost out. Almost out here. He's got the hands, controlling the hands. He's got to pull the hips back, and for Yair, got to get deeper on that leg.
Look at the patience of Frankie Edgar in this position.
Well, Yair, what he wants to do is get into a heel hook position here. He's rolling over. Now he's going to straighten it out to a knee bar. This is good. This is good for Yair.
Yep.
This is very good. Frankie's got to pop his hips back. He's got to control those arms. Once he's got those arms controlled, he's got to pull that leg back. Or get to a position where he can punch Yair in his face.
He's trying to get his left knee up, so he can start the crossface.
Oh, he just hit him with a nice elbow. He hit him with a nice elbow on that really damaged eye. Now he's punching him. Yair's going to let it go now.
He's
got to. Yeah.
Because now it has to go to defense.
Yeah, he's getting beat up now. And now Frankie's going to be on top of him. Yep, he's got head and arm control.
And Joe, that's the danger.
Full mounts.
Joe, that's the danger in rolling for the knee bar, you know? But what's good to see from Yair Rodriguez is knowing he's behind, going for something.
Yeah, he took a chance.
But now he finds himself in this position because of it.
So the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Frankie Edgar submission defense holds up, and now he continues to pressure Rodriguez. Less than 3 minutes here to go, round 2.
Yeah, he handled that perfectly with great patience and positioning, but Yair Rodriguez still super dangerous off of his back. But Frankie, relentless. He's gonna step over that left leg.
It's that pressure, man. That pressure's intense.
Yep, it is.
Looks like that left eye is now completely shut for Yair Rodriguez.
Oh,
and he's smashing it too.
Yes, and he's hitting him on that spot, right on it.
And it's so swollen and so damaged.
So thus far, a rude welcome to the top 3 for Rodriguez.
And Frankie's just targeting it.
If you're Yair Rodriguez, you have got to open that guard, start to get those feet on the hips or something to try to change his position, because this position's getting him beat up.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to win from strikes here from the bottom, the way he's doing this.
And you can't stall with Frankie Edgar, some of the best top control in the game, and stays as busy as anyone, loads up on that strike.
Yeah, these strikes in the bottom are flailing. They're very ineffective.
If you remember the Charles Rosa fight, it was the only time we saw Yair on his back for an extended period of time, but obviously Charles Rosa does not have the ground and top control of a Frankie Edgar and a ability to get the damage off that Frankie's getting on Yair Rodriguez right now.
That eye is horrific.
Just over a minute to go here. All Frankie Edgar thus far. Perhaps a 10-8 in round 1, and could be working on another here, DC, in round 2.
He's wiping them out. I mean, just like you said, Frankie has the ability to just wipe people out if they don't match up well against him. And he's doing it to Yair Rodriguez right now. Yair needs to open up the guard. He's got to find a way to change his position. Get up to his feet, do something.
Oh.
He is beating him up.
Yeah, I mean, this is like Cub Swanson too. Which is another fight where Frankie just got on top and just beat the snot out of his opponent. I mean, that's what he does. And he doesn't get tired doing it either. He's relentless and he drains you of your life. What's going on here? Yair throwing those legs up. I mean, constantly being active on the bottom.
Like John said, though, man, Frankie can do this all day. You know, this is a 15-minute fight.
He's got him stacked here. He's got to be careful as he has him stacked here, though. He doesn't get trapped into a triangle. Oh, he's gonna spin over. Full domination this round.
Yeah.
And Frankie, you know, has to know that Yair is going back to his corner, severely damaged, and really can't see at all out of that left eye now. That left eye is completely shut. They got to jump on that thing with the end swell. He's got the end swell in his hand.
Siéntate, güey, siéntate. Respira, güey.
He's got it right there.
Breathe.
He's got to try to press that down.
Déjame ver tu ojo, güey.
Let me see your eye.
Can you open it? Oh, no. Hey, that.
Looking at that eye.
We need to find out if he's got any vision in the left eye. So, give us a second to do that.
I think you're going to stop the fight.
It's a big moment. Does Yair say, I can see?
Well, they're going to hold up.
Yes, I can see.
So they're still fighting him. They're still fighting Rodriguez.
Over the fight.
Pause it.
Yes. They stopped the fight, but Yair Rodriguez saying, I can see when they gave him an out is a big deal for a young guy like that.
Yes, it is. It shows where his mind's at. But we got our questions answered tonight. Frankie Edgar is still one of the best.
He's real cocky. He's real cocky.
Hold on, something's happening here.
Gotta stand up to him.
Something's happening here.
Mark Henry is livid because the referee called the fight. Edgar not happy either, obviously, visibly. Now it looks like they're chatting. Okay. So, all right, the fight is over. Frankie Edgar.
Oh, yeah, we called it. Yeah, we called it, brother.
There was some confusion. Frankie thought the fight wasn't called. I don't think Yair is totally aware. And now they know.
Mark Henry ran over there.
Yeah.
So how about Frankie Edgar adding to his future Hall of Fame legacy tonight?
Well, when you see two guys match up and you see two styles match up, you got to wonder which style's going to prevail. What we saw is the classic style of the wrestler being able to take down the kicker and dominate him and smash him.
This fight replay is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you, Joe. All Frankie Edgar tonight.
Yeah, well, once Frankie Edgar got the takedown in the first round, got on top, and started doing damage, he slowly sucked the life out of Yair Rodriguez. Started beating him up, increased the pace of beating him up, completely smashed that eye. I mean, it was the Frankie Edgar show. This is Frankie Edgar showing what he does best, highlighting his skill set with a very game and a very talented opponent. And here's where the ref called it.
So the referee calls the fight. Frankie raises his hands. And then it looked like maybe they thought about continuing the fight, but all Frankie Edgar tonight. Count this man out at your own peril. Came in number 2 in the world at featherweight. Ends the 9-fight winning streak for Yair Rodriguez.
baby, TR all day.
The official decision is brought to you by Metro PCS, who brings you closer than ever to the UFC on a fast nationwide 4G LTE network. Here's Bruce Buck.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of round number 2, on the doctor's advice, referee Chris Reed has called an end to this contest, declaring the winner by TKO, Frankie the Answer Edgar.
I'm here with the winner, Frankie Edgar. Frankie, that was a classic Frankie Edgar performance. You fought a very dangerous and a very talented young man who just did not have an answer for the answer.
TR, NJ, all fucking day. I want to cut a promo. I love you, Texas. I want to cut a promo. I want to thank my coaches, but I sent a heartfelt message out to my teammate, Nick Catone, and his wife, Marjorie. They woke up on Thursday, and their infant son, little Nicholas, passed away in the night. And just goes to show none of this means shit, man. I want to go home and hug my kids. I can't imagine what he's going through, and that one's for you.
Yeah, our thoughts and prayers go out to Nick now. Let's take a moment now, and let's talk about this fight. You fought a kid who has all of the qualities that you look for in a future champion. He just did not have the answer for your wrestling style, and that is what you thought coming into this fight.
Just levels to this game, and before the fight I said no matter what happens, Yair is going to be a superstar. Just not yet, Sometimes you need loss like that to make it to the next level, and he's going to be all right.
Well, this is a fight that reestablished you. Well, you were already established, but this really reestablished you as one of the elite in the 145-pound division. Now, you know that Jose Aldo and Max Holloway are meeting for the undisputed title. Give us your thoughts on that matchup, and you most certainly are in line for another shot.
It's a great matchup. I'm going to be in the building for my teammate Marlon Marias. I want the winner. I don't know. They want to hook me and Aldo up a third time, but if that's the case, that's what I want. If not, let's go, Holloway. You know what I mean?
Congratulations on a spectacular performance. Frankie Edgar, ladies and gentlemen.
That man is